Hola, mommies and poppies. Welcome to my channel, Spiritual Things, Spiritual Teens. I correct myself. But anywho, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. My goal is to get enough subscribers to go live and be able to have answer and question sessions. My goal is also just to build this channel and to bring spiritual awareness. So if you like this channel, if you like the content, if you like the messages, just hit the like, share, and subscribe button. So let's get into it. So I'm kind of winging it today. It's such a beautiful day, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the beauty of creation. As I'm standing here with this beautiful tree behind me, this beautiful scenery, fall is coming in, the evidence of summer has left us and fall is upon us, right? So the seasons are changing in creation. That means that the trees are doing something different. They are turning their leaves. Leaves are falling. They're shedding their skin. That means that the weather is changing. That means that people are preparing for what their winter looks like. All of those things happen in creation, right? Creation is a beautiful thing that just happens. It just is. I'm going to come back to that, but I'm going to come back to that, but I'm going to start here. So, one of the things that really was eye opening for me about creation was the book of Job. And I'll break it down for y'all a little bit for those who do not know the story of Job. Job was a man who was favored in the sight of God. Job had houses and lands and family, friends. He had all of these things, right? And so in the story, the way that the story goes, Satan came to God and approached him and was like, basically, I'm going to break it down into like a urban type thing because I don't have time to go to chapter and verse and all of that. So basically, Satan came to God. God was like, what is you doing here? You ain't even supposed to be here. He was like, well, I'm bored. I'm trying to see who I could devour. And then he said, well, have you considered my servant Job? He's righteous. Have you considered him? And so Satan was like, I have considered him, but you got your hedge of protection around him. So I can't do nothing to him. And so God was just like, well, basically, you could do anything to him, but you can't kill him. Right? So that's what was going on in the realms of the heavens, according to the story. Here on earth, what had happened with Job was Job lost all of his children. Like, this was like, wasn't in a matter of like, over his whole lifetime. This was like in a matter of a day, 2, 3, something like that. He had lost all of his children. He had lost a lot of his lands, his cattle, all of that stuff had happened to him in the same day. And then the very next day, he had all kind of boils on him, and so his body was in pain. And then his wife told him to curse God and die. So in that story, his friends came to him to try to console him. And you've got to read it. And I'm not going to go all into it, but you've got to read it. His friends came to him, tried to console him, tried to have him be accountable. He denied some accountability, but he denied the counsel of his friends as well. I broke all of this down in a book, y'all. So if you want to get the breakdown of the story from just my perception, not from a biblical perception, but my perception, then get my book. Have you considered my servant when you feel like Job? Anyway, so the gist of it was there was one wise friend, and then there was God that Job actually listened to. Okay? But both of those people, the wise friend and then God, both took Job back to creation. Creation. It's so funny because God said to Job, look at all of this that I've created, right? Look at all of this. He said, where were you when I created all of this? So it had me thinking about creation. And that's why I say creation simply is. It's not something that we have to think about. It's not something that God has to think about. It's not something that the tree has to think about, that the flower has to think about. It simply is. So I thought about a few things about creation. Number one, that it simply is, right? Number two, that we are powerful creators. Everything, take a look around you. Everything that's in your home, everything that's in your office, everything that's in your local park, you created that. You made a conscious decision to decide what you wanted to see in your environment. So that tells me that we're powerful creators. We are creative to the point we're so powerful that we can think about a meal that we want to eat. We can picture ourselves eating it, and then we have no problem ordering it and going to get it. We're powerful. So that's one of the things that it showed me was like, okay, not only does creation do what it does, but we have the power to create our own lives. We have the power to make changes. So if you don't like what you see, just change what you see. And then I also thought about how it all just goes back to creating and how creation, we never know the end result until the end result is there. You think about a caterpillar. The caterpillar doesn't know how beautiful of a butterfly that it's going to become. That small seed in the ground does not realize that it's going to grow up to be a big mustard tree. The winds and the waves of creation, they just flow. They don't think about the water in the ocean, doesn't think about, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to pick up some rocks? Oh my gosh, is the sand my end destination? No, no, it simply is. And if we have the power, we got the power to create. What is it do? What is it that we're doing with this power that we have to create our own lives? It's a lot of food for thought. But creation is beautiful. I just want y'all to take a look at this scenery. Look at these trees behind me. Look at the leaves on the ground. It's just all so beautiful. But I created this by I created a beautiful YouTube video by just getting out of my natural scenery and creating. What is it that you want to create? What is it that you're creating? That's a good question. Anywho, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Spiritual Teens, where we talk about all things spiritual. Everybody have a fantastic day.